Alright, I know the video you're about to watch is 50 minutes long. I know, I'm so sorry. It is 2 days. One day was extremely short and the other one, like today, it's today. I ran my mouth. So it is what it is. I am so sorry. My headache's coming back. I think it's almost time for ibuprofen. I woke up at 8:30 with a shooting headache. Okay, I know yesterday's video was too long. I know it was an hour long, and I could have made 2 different ones, but it wouldn't have splitted properly. You would have got half a day on one video, half a day on another. So I'm going to try my best to keep these videos about 30 minutes long. It's really, really hard when I want to show and talk, and then other days I don't want to, and then it, it explodes. Anyways, woke up with a horrible migraine, took ibuprofen this morning, went back to bed for an hour. It's coming back. I have been working. I've been painting the shack so that I can finally show y'all soon, and I'm excited. Had to go to the grocery store. I'll show you what I got. Hold on. Normally these burgers is for $13, and which is about a pound. It is a pound and a quarter, basically, a little more. So they were on sale for $7. Okay, that's cheaper than New York strip. That's cheaper than anything. So I bought every single one they had. They are not out of date. They got sent too many. I'm going to go back tomorrow or maybe even later tonight, see if they pull out some more. So I got 1, 2, 3. So I got four of them. And then the ballpark ones were on sale for Dino for like $5. So he got some. I got more of my berries. Got some bacon for my dad, some American cheese for me, but this is my Frigidaire. Forgot to record. I'm having my normal 5 ounces of the ham and turkey. I'm almost out of turkey now. A couple of pickles and 6 ounces of strawberries, and it's like 4 something, I think. What you did not see me eat yesterday was a burger patty, New York strip burger patty cooked on the grill. I had 0 issues. And after I ate, I went outside and continued to paint. I have been painting all day today. Ran to Food Lion. Needed to get a few things. Now I'm going to go in the house and I'm going to eat some leftover patties. If they don't settle with me, it's because they were leftovers. We will see. Because I am hungry. And I want more than just deli meat. So I'll show you because it might be 2 patties. I don't know. We'll see. Black is not supposed to be in my color palette at all. But yeah. I have nothing on my face other than like I have eyebrow pencil, I have mascara, I have the lip. That is it. And I kind of think the black is flattering me. Kind of think it's not taking away. Like it's not making me red. Yes, I always have red on my face. I'm always red across here, but to me it looks like it's less than normal. I don't know. I'm doing the whole color theory thing, trying to figure out what looks best, what to buy, what not to buy. Okay, just gonna show you real fast. Yes, I'm 195 right now, but I am in severe pain. I'm taking ibuprofen around the clock, 800 milligrams 3 times a day. But it's not making me gain weight anywhere. Everything's large and mediums. I'm not gaining inches. It's just, I'm in pain. Also had a really bad night last night, and I'll tell you about it in a few minutes after I made something to eat. Alright, this is my main meal of the day. I have 2 New York strip burgers, 1 slice of white American cheese. I have a serving of carrots and 1 very small pink lady apple. It's 23 carbs for the apple. All my berries were bad, even though I bought them yesterday. They're covered in mold. I don't know what's going on, because I had to throw a whole bunch away last week in vegetables because everything got covered in mold. And I cleared my fridge out 90%. So I don't know if it's just the heat or they're just bad in the store and you can't see the bottom where mold might be hiding. I don't know. But also, just for reference, all my bowls are dessert bowls or little side salad bowls. I don't use any real size bowls or plates. Every single one I own is considered a side or dessert plates. Because before everyone's like, oh my gosh, that's so much food on your plate. Well, when I started dieting years ago, I switched to baby plates and never went back. And I never do seconds. I've always, like, this makes your eyes think you have tons and tons of food. So, but I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat. I'm hoping those will work for me because they are leftovers. So we'll see. Thirsty. It's almost 2. I am starving today. So I have, this is day 2 of leftover burger. So we'll see if this makes me sick. And Dino always cooks them on the grill with butter. So that's just the butter that's come out of it. Which I'm going to eat. Like, I'm not going to eat the butter. I'm not going to sit there and drink it. And then I have some deli meat, roast beef. And I'm being lazy. I don't feel like making a plate. I don't feel like grabbing anything. I'm out of berries. So we're just going to try this and see what happens. If I start to get nauseous, I'll grab some carrots. Okay, everyone. I have been sitting here watching, trying to find stuff to read on the sugar diet. Do not have a heart attack. I am not saying I'm going to do it any way, shape, or form. I am watching to see, okay, let me rephrase this. I am watching to see about the more natural version, like putting more carbs into my diet through fruit, but not do the sugar diet. But on the days that I do higher carbs, those would be the days that I do like 30 fat grams at the most. And I actually have changed what I'm putting in my coffee right now because of the butter fat grams. So don't come at me, because for over a week now I am fluxing, and I know it's because of the pain in the ibuprofen. I am fluxing around the same numbers on the scale, and it is driving me insane. But I also need to get some vitamin B's in, which I know doesn't come from a lot of fruit, but it does come from black beans. It does come from some stuff that will be higher carb for me. And so that is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a long-term life, okay? I'm looking at when my mast cell goes crazy and I have to go back to only eating no protein, because I have issues with protein when my mast cell happens. What could be some healthy options that doesn't shoot the scale and doesn't cause me tons of inflammation? So during all the mast cell episodes, I never tried beans during those episodes. I never tried other fruits or vegetables because they were always on the keto no-no list. So I only stuck to the foods that I wasn't having an issue with, which was bread and potatoes, which are also on the no-no list. But I was afraid if I went down the path of all the other stuff, what would happen mentally? Like, could I ever go back to keto? Because it's pretty easy to go back to keto when your mast cell lets you, when all you've had is bread and potatoes, because you get friggin' sick of it. Okay. I also could have apples during that time, and I was eating apples and I was eating carrots. But I could not have berries. I could not, other than blackberries. I ate probably too many blackberries. But I couldn't have strawberries. I couldn't have raspberries. I couldn't have blueberries. Like, the list, there was a lot of stuff I knew I could not have because every time I tried, my throat would swell, especially with grapes. Now, right now, other than sinus issues and a few things, my mast cell, knock on wood, is really shut down. Really has shut itself down since I no longer use the spray cleaners that have alcohol in it, and I no longer use any kind of hand sanitizer or any antibacterial soap other than like a Dawn or like normal milk honey soaps. Like, even when I go to public bathrooms, I have a little bottle of stuff I can use, and it's just the normal Dawn, Blue Dawn one. But anything else is off the list now 100%, and I've stayed away from it since March something, and I have never had the horrible episode where my body goes in shock since then, since it has cleared my system. So there might be a chance I try chicken again soon, but not yet, because my vitamin B and D is low, and if your vitamin D is low, you could have reactions trying to process chicken. I found that out during all of this. So I have ordered some bee drops for under my tongue. I will show you when it gets here. I will show you what it is. I'm going to do a skin test before I try it. I'm going to put some on my skin for 24 hours. Like, just drop it and see what happens within a few hours or something. I'm going to use way less than you're supposed to at first. They just go under your tongue, and I did a strawberry flavor because they did not have unflavored. They are stevia, so it's not like I'm getting sugar with them, but they had less ingredients than a vitamin B12, B1, like having to get all those vitamins. The other ones had too many ingredients I know I have reactions to. So we're just getting some drops from Amazon. I'm ordering the special honey that I've been seeing people use, and Thomas DeLaury put on his channel. I watched a little video from 4 hours ago. I've ordered that to try. Okay. So I will be honest, when I was watching people do what they called carnivore, which I do not consider it carnivore. I call it more like animal based. Not carnivore. I would not call it carnivore. They were doing honeys, they were doing berries, they were doing apples, they were doing mangoes, and then their meats, right? They weren't even doing cheeses, they weren't doing any dairy, but they were doing meat and fruits. And they called it carnivore, at least the people I was watching. I would be like, that's more like animal based, and they would do some nuts sometimes. That is not carnivore. A real carnivore diet is just animal. And sometimes they allow the more looser one that does like the creams and butters, and then a little looser one will do some seasonings, but most don't. And then some will do coffee. They even consider that not carnivore because it comes from a plant. Basically, true carnivores do no plants. If it's from a plant, it doesn't go in their mouth. I've never believed, like, yes, I do like Dr. Anthony Chasey, but that is what I disagree with when he says plants are trying to kill you. Maybe if you eat the plant wrong. Maybe it's the way it is now. They're not plants from God anymore because they have been genetically modified, engineered, and changed so drastically. I don't know. So sometimes plants is all I can have. Like I said, when I was only able to do basically plants, no protein whatsoever, for months with my mast cell, yes, I look swollen, yes, I gain weight, and I still feel that is because I have polycystic ovary syndrome. I still feel that it was the main reason because I have issues with carbs. Like, my body just doesn't like it. But I was still, so this is the if part, I was still getting all my calories from the fat in my coffee. And what is the worst thing to do that I've been preaching forever? You can't have carbs and fat. That's why you can't have a donut. That's why you shouldn't be eating cake. It's carbs and fat, right? Pastries. And I'm with Wendy and Harry on here. When people say they crave sugar, I agree with them. I don't think we crave sugar. I think we crave the combination of sugar, fat, wheat. Because I craved things like brownies, donuts. I was not a croissant person at all. I didn't like that kind of stuff. But donuts and brownies. When I'm saying I'm having a sugar craving, or a cake, that is what I'm talking about. I am talking about with all the fat, all the flour, all the sugar. I never crave what I consider like natural sugar. I have never once craved any kind of hard candy, any kind of nerds. I've never liked those kind of candies. The only candy I liked were the ones with chocolate in it. A lot of chocolate. I hated normal candy, right? You would have never seen me crave candy whatsoever in a billion years. I'm not a candy person. I'm a chocolate person. I am not a here's a spoonful of sugar, don't it taste good? No, I need some butter and some flour, and let's make my favorite cookie in the world, which is snickerdoodles. That's something me and Wendy have in common. I love snickerdoodles. That's why I love the snickerdoodle keto chow, because I used to make snickerdoodle cookies. Was it the same? No, of course not, because it ain't real sugar. I can definitely taste the difference. But I'm just looking at it. Just looking at it. I'm not going to do it because I know me. Am I upping my carbs soon? Yes, probably. But that is because of the whole I'm trying to find stuff I can eat with myself. Right? I'm just trying, and I'm trying to get my vegetables in. And I want to rotate, because I really do believe that one of my issues and why my weight went back up and started happening and I couldn't lose weight and I wasn't feeling so great, one, I cut too much out over the years. I kept cutting more and more out to lose weight. I wasn't focused on the right things. Also, I believe it just got too used to it. So I want options. I want where, we're having a high protein fat week or a couple of days or whatever, and then we're doing more carbs, and I want carb cycling. Okay, I want carb cycling, and I don't mean brownies, I don't mean cakes, I don't mean donuts, I do not mean carb and fat. I mean carb cycling where, okay, today I'm going to eat a potato. Well, I can keep my carbs very low with a potato, because my 50 total carbs, that's the biggest potato I could eat anyways. I've weighed them out multiple times over the year, and that I can't even finish all of that. But I want to do, some days 100 carbs, other days 50, some days 10 or 0. I want to rotate. I want to have that flexibility. Especially having my cell makes everything harder in life. Like this rainstorm we're having again might cause me some issues, but I painted yesterday. For 2 days straight, I spent all day for 2 days outside with paint. And zero issues. Okay, I need to be knocking on some wood, because other than a few little sinus issues or a quick little heartburn, I was doing good. Now, yes, I did not eat the roast beef. I didn't like the taste of it. And I did feel a little queasy eating that burger by itself. So I did have 2 ounces of carrots, barely any carrots, and I was fine. What's in my coffee? You're probably wanting to know, because I forgot to tell you. I've been using light cream in my coffees for a while now, just 1 tablespoon and then 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter. It used to be 3 tablespoons of butter and 1 tablespoon of light cream for years. So now it is 3 tablespoons of light cream. I haven't tasted it. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I'm about to taste it. So that is a total of 9 fat grams. I am trying to train my body to like my coffee with light cream instead of the butter, so I can use the butter elsewhere, or it will make it easier on the days I want to do the low fat days, which to me low fat is 30 fats. So on the low fat days, I could use the light cream. So I'm let's see. It's not bad. It's just different. Because when you're used to, my morning coffee every morning always got 3 tablespoons of butter, period. Because that would give me 36 fat grams. I wouldn't even be eating until the nighttime, and then each one after that I only got 1 tablespoon. I would do 3 coffees a day, and I did it so that my first coffee was my breakfast. It would have about 3 plus whatever the light cream, so like less than 400 calories, and that would be my breakfast. If you do calories, it would have no carbs. It would have like 30 something fat grams in it, depending on which stick of butter I use. Okay, because Lidl's and Aldi's Irish butter, one has 10, one has 12, then there's the one with the salt, one with not salt, and it all changes. It all depends on which ones I was doing. So it's all around that. Now, can my stomach handle this much light cream at once? I don't know. We're going to see. That's also why I switched to butter years ago. I used to do MCT oil. I never did butter. I did collagen, and I never did butter. But when I started having problems with MCT, that's when I had to switch myself over. Now, I also noticed the more I take doxycycline, the less mast cell issues I'm having. So you could have mold buildup in your body, or you could have some kind of growth somewhere in your body that also helps trigger mast cell to be worse. So I could have infections in my stomach and we don't even realize it. And every time I take the doxycycline, it's clearing it up, because I have noticed every time while I'm taking it, I'm sick as a dog. About a couple weeks later, I am fine with barely any issues. And I don't know if I can have that hamburger cooked other ways, or if it has to be on the grill only, because I can have boiled eggs with 0 issues 90% of the time, but I eat eggs other ways and I'm gonna have issues. I was always told by my allergist that I didn't have allergies to eggs. I had allergies to how it was prepared, which at that time they did not know about mast cell. At that time, which meant I really did have mast cell. And like I said, I've had periods in my life, but my safe food has always been little rolls, was always chicken and American cheese. My whole life, those were my safe foods, or instant potatoes, Campbell, tomato soup. Always cheese was always a safe food. But this time around, after getting the Delta version, I haven't been able to have chicken in a long time without being sick, and I'm scared to try it again. But I want to. I really do. Because I miss chicken. At least I miss chicken wings, let me put it that way. Or I miss chicken on the grill. Because I can't buy a turkey around here from the fresh place that has its bones and skin still on it. For some reason, you can only order it boneless, skinless. Not really sure why. I know that will change closer to Thanksgiving, though, because you can order it at Thanksgiving. But, knock on wood, it does give me the allergies. This room also stops up my nose when I sleep in here, I've realized, because I'm back in here the last 3 nights because I'm having to prop my foot up. Last night around 3 a.m. I was sweating to death. Woke up, went to go to sleep in the master bedroom, but Dino had laid himself completely sideways and was sound asleep, and I didn't want to wake him up. But then I noticed the freaking AC was on 70. I don't know who did that. I cannot sleep unless it's 65. Like, I will drench myself in sweat. My cortisol levels and stuff go all crazy all night long, and I cannot handle it. And yes, even when I was younger, even when I was skinnier, I cannot sleep in warmness. It just can't happen. What I meant to tell y'all yesterday, when I said I had a horrible night before, if you follow me for a while, you know my daughter has a lot of issues. She's not really, even though she's 19 on paper, she's not 19 in maturity or mental thinking. And all her friends have issues too. And she spent the night at a friend's house, and at 1 a.m. they took a ride 45 minutes away to the middle of nowhere at an old abandoned 2-story dam in the middle of nowhere with a tire that keeps going flat. I didn't say anything. I didn't call her. I didn't text her. And she didn't tell me, because we all do a little share your location thing. I have it with my parents. They have it with me, which drives me crazy because my dad tracks me now every time I go out. And when I'm near food places, he's like, ding, 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 can you buy me blah, 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 blah. Yeah, anyways. So for 30, 45 minutes, I didn't say nothing. Then all of a sudden it said they were swimming, because it tells you what you're doing. It says they're walking, they're swimming, they're sitting, blah, blah, blah. And it said they were swimming. And it's like 2 a.m. And all of a sudden the phone goes dead. Like, there's no more tracking on anything. It all went blank out. And so I'm calling her, and it's not going to voicemail, but she's not answering. And I'm calling the friend, and it's going straight to voicemail. And mommy has an adrenal gland issue. Ever since I was a kid, it freaks everyone out. My mom gets so freaked out saying I'm having a nervous breakdown. But she's been my mother my whole life. She knows I have adrenal gland issue. She knows it doesn't mean I'm having a breakdown. It doesn't mean my head is not clear. It doesn't mean anything other than my body's is releasing too much cortisol and is going friggin' insane. Okay, meaning I am shaking to pieces. I can't stop shaking. My teeth are shaking. I can't talk normal because of it. It's just pumping way too much. Okay, this has been a condition I've had since I was a little girl. Anytime I get scared, anytime I get worried, anytime I get upset, anytime anyone dies or gets hurt or has to go to the hospital, it's happened my whole entire life. They think the incident that happened to me as a child at 8 years old might have triggered it, because it also during that time triggered a 30-pound weight gain. I was a tiny little epilopely, like my skin was sucked in, all my bones were poking out. I could not gain weight until that incident happened. Then I became fat and stayed fat because my cortisol levels started going. I might be saying the wrong word. I always get that in cortisol, like I say it wrong. But anyways, it's the adrenal gland worked overtime. Okay, so then we get in a fight because I'm like, well, I'm gonna go look for her, and my mom's freaking out saying I'm an emotional wreck and you can listen to my voice and I can't go anywhere. I'm like, you've been my mother for all these years. You know I have this condition. I am fine. I am fine. I am fine. This happens when we call the ambulance and I still drive to the hospital. I am fine. I cannot control my body's reactions to things. Okay, my brain is fine. My brain is fine. My body is just being stupid. So let's ignore the body. I keep trying to tell her this. And then my dad's freaking out saying he's going, and I'm like, no, you're not. What if something's wrong? What if we go there and no. Anyways, I get halfway there and she finally notices about the calls, and she calls my mom. Then she calls me. And by then, my body had already calmed down because the pumping had stopped and everything. But yeah, and this is like 3 a.m. in the morning. I didn't get home until 3:30 because I had to drive back home. And Dino had gone with me, so I wasn't by myself. And my dad's tracking me on the phone, which means he saw that I turned in the Circle K, which he's like, you can get me cookies and a soda. But yeah, so when that happens, yes, I did wake up the next morning with barely any sleep and 7 pounds up on the scale, which I knew would happen because it happens every time. It happens every time. My body goes crazy. It does all this pumping. My blood sugars go up. My ears start ringing. And then I have to suffer the scale issue. It is back down to like 192 today. But yeah. Middle of nowhere, graffiti all over this 2-story building that had gotten closed years ago that they were in. It is dangerous. It is a abandoned dam over the water, and they are 2 girls, 19 years old, in the middle of nowhere. I cannot teach, like, it's impossible with someone with autism and their beliefs to teach them danger, to teach them how stupid that is. Neither one of them understand at all. Not even a tiny bit. They don't understand what was dangerous about that. And I can't get them to understand. So that was the issue. That was the issue I was going to tell y'all about. And so, yeah. I wasn't even mad. By the time she called, I was just in tears, thankful they were alive and they didn't have a blowout, or they didn't have a flat tire and couldn't use a phone, or they didn't fall in the water, like one fell in, the other went in to go get them, or they made some kind of terrible pack. Like, I was just relieved that they were both alive and okay. So yes, I am going through this crap. And then I tried to make an appointment for one of her testing things, and somehow we now have to go down and sign paperwork, and she has to do it in front of them again, giving permission for me to make her appointments and different things, because somehow it's not there no more, or it got lost, or one or other in her head took it away, which is possible, and they're not allowed to tell me if that happened, which makes life hard. So now we have to go do that tomorrow. So yes, I have a lot of stress on top of everything. I want to get a CGM. I do want to buy one. I'm willing to pay the $100 a month right now, because if I'm going to start incorporating like beans and watermelon and stuff, I want to see what it's doing to me. Like, is my body handling it? I know my A1C is fine. Even when I was doing only potatoes and bread, my A1C never went over, like, I think 5.2 or something. So my A1C is fine, but I would like to see which items affect me the most. Now, I've done a lot of studying. I was going to get the Libra's little one that's like $100 a month. However, it's only for iPhones, come to find out. A lot of people complain about the battery life and then it dies. Like, it does not work. It only lasts like 4 days. And then the Dexcom has one for like $100. And there's been complaints about that one too. Now, I do have a prescription for it. Because I am technically a diabetic, I control it through food, as they put it, even though I've eaten food like a donut and my sugar doesn't go up anymore. I think I reversed it, but they say you can't reverse diabetes, so they always put it, I still have it, I'm just controlling it by food. So I do have a prescription. My insurance will not pay for it. However, I have discovered that I could possibly get the free style one that actually works and doesn't have issues. I don't know about Dexcom because I think they're very expensive, but I could get the month one, the number 3 for a month, for $150, or the number 2, the earlier version, for $80 a month, with the prescription, but me paying out of pocket. So I do have some options. I'm just going to think about it. They are latex free, even the sticky thing, I had to make sure. But I think that might be really good on my journey right now, because I'm avoiding certain stuff because I don't want to go in there and prick my finger every 15 to 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours to see if it's messing with my sugar. That's why I was avoiding the apple and different things. So I would like that instead, so I don't have to prick it. So that is what I'm looking into. I probably will need to get an up-to-date prescription because it's been a while, because I didn't fill it on Monday when I go get my physical. They're not even concerned about the blood work that showed that my liver was acting funky. Basically, my body is not, which I'm going to bring this up, my body is not utilizing the iron that I am taking in. That was the test results, that my body is unable to utilize and process my iron. And there was 2 other tests that go with it that tries to explain what it could be. So, and there's another test that should have been done that wasn't. So I'm gonna look into all that. Look in to see what the compound, like, do they have the polyglycol? Okay, it's this really long 3-word thing that I'm very allergic to in shots and cannot have. It's what's also in all, like Miralax, stuff like that makes you go to the bathroom, and it's in all of it. It's basically a compound that draws in water to your intestines, and they give it to you for shots and all different kind of things. Like, it's inside the shots so you don't become constipated from it. It also helps it go through your body better. And I'm highly, like, my throat swells shut. Like, I learned that from taking, I did I say Mucilax? It wasn't that. It was, I don't even remember. Anyways, it was something I took to go to the bathroom. Like, they prescribed to me that was different. Because I think Mucilax is that nose stuff. No, not that. It's, it might be in that, because I don't use that either. What the heck is it? Now y'all are probably screaming what it is, but my brain can't think of it. Maybe it's Miracolax or something. I don't know. Anyways, it's the stuff you take. It's nasty. You swallow it and you go to the potty. Okay. Can't have it. But if they're B shots or just B shots and it doesn't have that compound or anything in it, I might just do that. Okay, I don't like shots at all, but if I can get something that's pure without any added ingredients, because every single thing else has to have added ingredients, I rather do that. But the one I'm getting, the drops, they are B12, B1, and B6. So I'm getting all 3 at once. It's compound together, and they are high, like, you will get all your dose in that drop. But I have been running my mouth for 30 minutes and I didn't even realize it. So I'm going to shut up now and go back to watching the sugar diets. I am not going to go buy this smelly balls dude. I can't go off of someone like him. I want to look at other people, and just see. I believe the blood test diets work. I believe that everything is made differently because your body's different, your blood type's different. I am a big component of that, especially if you're O negatives. So I'm not saying this doesn't work. I'm just saying I can't go by him. I need to go by someone who's fluffy. Like, I did like how is this thing Mark Lau? For some reason, I can't. My brain is just went off. Like, what the heck happened to my brain? Thomas DeLaury. Jeez. Why? Oh, because Mark Smelly Balls. That's why it was messing me up. Okay, so he did do a video today called Sugar Diet, explaining the sugar diet. And he doesn't think if you have metabolic syndrome like me should do the diet. But I'm watching it all because I'm interested in hearing everyone's take on it and seeing what happens. I want to see someone like Wendy and Harry, who are not these bodybuilders. Did it work for them or not? That's what I am very interested in seeing. And I honestly hope it works for them because I know what it feels like to be stuck. I even, you know how Dr. Eric Westman reacts to videos? I put in a request for him to do a reaction video just to see his take on it. I'm not, like, I already saw Dr. Barry's take on it. I already saw 2 Crazy Ketos all freak out about it. So, I mean, I don't, other than the friggin' guy who made Apple, who literally died because all he ate was apples, like, I get interested in seeing stuff like this because I really thought that protein spare modified fast diet was absolutely unhinged. But I did it. So, even though I thought it was unhinged, even though I didn't think, it's very low calorie keto. Like, I never thought that one was unhinged. But I always thought, I guess the reason I thought the protein spare and modified fast is because they are too skinny. The people who do it, the one lady, I'm not going to give her credit with her name because they're not very nice. At least her husband's not. They are too friggin' skinny. And to me, I don't want to take advice from someone who's like 400 something pounds and haven't lost any weight like I was. That's why I waited until I lost a lot of weight before I even started my channel. I don't want to take advice from someone who I see skin and bones and no muscle, and it looks like I can break them with my finger either. And then again, I don't know about taking advice from a big burly man who's not old and got tons of muscle everywhere, because that's not me either, right? So that's why I'm very interested in Wendy and Harry, because out of all the people I watch, even though they're way older than me, I think they're the closest to, and maybe it is because they're older, that they are the closest to where I think my body's health is. Because of all my issues, watching someone who's my age doesn't help me any if they don't have any of the conditions I do, or like your body slows down the older you get. But if you're messed up and you have tons of issues, it slows down on its own too. So, it's really hard for me to find someone that's in the same area that I feel the closest to, other than them right now. Now, I thought for a while that, Keto in the Chaos, I used to follow her. I mean, when I first saw some of her videos, I stumbled in when she was snapping back at people. So I didn't like her videos because I thought I didn't like her personality the first time I found her. And then I slowly brought myself back to her and realized she was just so angry that day because of people's mouths. And this is years ago, because of people running their mouths and everything. And it taught me a lesson to watch multiple videos. Don't just go off one video, because I actually, even if we don't agree 100% on everything, because calories in, calories out don't work for me, or I would be a size 5. All last summer, I would have definitely been a 5. I wouldn't have gained more and more weight. So we disagree on that, but I really enjoyed her videos, and I felt the closest because we had both at one point had lost the same 200 pounds at the same time, basically. We were on the same thing. She did net carbs. I did total carbs. She did the yummy built bars. I did not. But I will be honest, I did lose better weight when I had done net carbs than total carbs. Once I brought down the total carbs, which I did because I had that last 30 pounds that wouldn't get off me, it changed everything. I don't know. That's why I am, instead of calling it net carb, that's why I brought up my total carbs up. Because I have more energy, I can move more, and on top of it, the scale finally started moving. Y'all saw that? The scale finally started moving. It finally started moving. So, and yeah, my calories are higher than it was last summer. Way higher than it was last summer, because last summer I barely could eat anything. I was doing a lot of blackberries, I was doing potatoes, I was doing the deli meat and Hawaiian rolls. My calories were around 1,200 every day, or 600. So it was between 600 and 1,200. Never above 1,200, because if I ate above 1,200, I would have episodes, because I had to keep my volume of food coming in my body. And the only reason it was that high, because of the butter in my coffee. Okay, because without the butter in my coffee, my calories would have been 600 every day. Because I couldn't eat. My cell was not letting me eat. But I ate a lot of berries, though, so my carbs were high. I ate a lot of berries because I could have a lot of blackberries, which has no calories, really. And I got away with a lot of those because I didn't have issues with them. But I am now shutting up because now this video has become 40 minutes long. Anyone? Yes, it had stopped raining. It is raining again. But anyone who has been following me on the saga, are they black beans that I planted, or are they green beans? Because I don't remember. They are green beans. They have gotten big enough that Google was able to tell me Google Gemini was able to tell me 100% that they were green beans. So I here and pin up everything because they grew so much and I didn't want them to break and fall over. And I came out here and got any bad leaves off. These are indeterminate. They don't need the leaves on the bottom at all. I can cut them as high as I want. So that's what I did. I took all the bad leaves off just now. I pinned up the whole entire garden. All the garden needed pinning. Did every single cucumber, just everything. Sorry y'all, I can't let you see the shack yet. It's coming if the rain will stop. 4 p.m. I'm gonna try my salted caramel keto chow made with coffee that I froze and used my Ninja. My Ninja broke during the process, so we'll see how my stomach does. This is why I guess I could have flipped the big video, but we'll just turn it. This is why I'm trying my keto chow salted caramel right now. No, it does not have coconut. I made sure. This is what I'm excited about. This coconut cream. And candy raspberry. At least everyone I've talked to said it tastes like candy raspberry. So I'm really excited because when I was talking about upping my carbs, I was also counting so that I could do keto chow again. Because net carbs is not even a carb, right? But when I do total carbs, that's, let's see, 3. I keep forgetting they changed the recipe. I think the old recipe was 6 apiece. And I used to do mainly 10 total carbs. So it was hard to fit in keto chow. So far so good with the other one that I just ate. Other than it was very bitter because I made it with coffee and forgot to add any sweetener. And this is not enough sweetener in it to compete against coffee. If I eat anything else, it will be in tomorrow's video because this video is almost an hour long already. It is 6 p.m. For a few minutes, my stomach it felt heavy. It felt like I had ate real ice cream. It only lasted like, okay, I went and grabbed some carrots. I ate 2 more ounces of carrots and I was perfectly fine. That feeling went away. It might have been because it was cold, or it might be because for some reason I seem to have a carrot or potato. Like I have to have some kind of fruit or vegetable with whatever I eat so I don't, and the feeling goes away. Maybe it's just I'm not eating enough of something and it makes too much acid. I don't know. It's a horrible feeling, but it goes away very quickly once I start eating some carrots or eating some strawberries. Blackberries does not help with it whatsoever, but strawberries and carrots seem to help, thank God, because it used to just be potatoes. I had to have potatoes, but the carrots are working, so that is a win. Also, remember I ate apples yesterday and the weight did go down because I am holding water weights from everything that's been going on.